Welcome, everybody. Hello, I'm Rob Fuzz. Welcome into this very special pub talk where we are talking about carpets. Here's my carpet. It's a blue carpet, but we are today talking about a very special red carpet, a premiere that happened the other day for a brand new movie called Control by our very good friend, this guy.
Hello.
There he is, Adam. Adam is here. Welcome in, Adam. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, Rob. How are you?
I'm very good, and we've also got the other Rob Fuzz here as well.
Just let him go. I don't even need to be on the show.
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be a much better pub talk if we just play that intro on loop. I love the music for that. I sit here sort of grooving to it all the time. Oh yeah, I love that intro.
I swear to God,
it would be far more entertaining.
You hear me, I sing into the mic, and I'm like pretending that people could hear me, like project this theme song. So I'm like, it's like so intense, like, and I'm like moshing and doing this stuff, and I'm just imagining like Adam like playing drums in the background, like we have a band, like the Beatles.
We'll acapella it someday.
Yeah,
we'll acapella it. You keep that bass line, and I'll be like.
Welcome to the pub, everyone. Let's hold on a sec. Let's see. I don't know if I can overlay. Come on, well, I'm going to take us out real quick. If you don't see the thumbnail, we have a podcast, so we're also on YouTube. So we're going to do some visuals too. So if you're on the podcast, you're new, check out Rob Fuzz, my channel, and Pub Talk's on there, and it's on Adam's Land too. But come on, I'm going to take us out a sec. I want to show this. 1 second. Look at that thumbnail. It's awesome. Look at him and that amazing poster. We are here to talk about Adam's movie, as Marco says. Marco, a.k.a. Rob Fuzz, said the movie Control. I'm so proud of Adam. I've heard about this movie for about a year, I think. Right, Adam? When did it?
It can't be much longer. Yeah. I mean,
so excited.
This has been a complete whirlwind, which has taken literally just over a year from when it was 14 months basically.
And the premiere was this past Tuesday, the 14th, November 14th. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited. He got all dressed up, ladies and gentlemen.
I did. I took the hat off. That's how serious it was.
That's right.
I took the hat off. So
let's, hold on a second. Look at this guy in black and white too. Look at that. We should just overlay you like this. That way, you dressed up. So it was funny because I thought you were actually going to put the tux on. And the funny thing is, tomorrow, let's change it to color. Hold on. There we go. Testing out my finger. There we go. And I'm telling you, kind of look like the lead of this movie, Kevin Spacey, in that picture right there. I don't know what it is. Like I never thought that, but in that picture. Look like you have the Kevin Spacey like look there. I don't know. I don't know. Do you agree with me? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's more the stance rather than the look.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Marco.
The Spacey stance.
It's the Spacey stance right there. Did you know you were doing that, Adam? Thank you, Marco. It's the Spacey stance. Look at that.
That's like my one and only stance. When you see people in Hollywood, like at the Oscars or on the red carpet all the time, and you see them kind of doing different poses, especially the females. The females are great, and you got the press kind of shouting to them, look this way, Jennifer Lawrence or Emma Stone or whoever is on the red carpet at the time. I'll do this and do that, and they're also fantastic at it, and they look natural.
John's saying the next.
I have one stance. And my hands kind of go into my pockets, and I just kind of turn ever so slightly side on, and that's me. And if they ask me to do anything else, I'll turn to the other side. That's literally
you just do the other 007.
Yeah. That's basically it. You kind of get me facing to sort of like 1, 2 o'clock or like 10, 11 o'clock. That's So,
but I love the poster. Like from the second I think there was another one, but then this was the updated one, like I showed, and it's kind of the thumbnail too. So
yeah, I've got the original poster that we had on my wall, and it's signed by the director, by Lauren, the lead actress, and by Kevin Spacey.
Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
That's
yeah.
cool.
So yeah, I've got that. I can maybe show you that in a little while. But
I want to see it. So
Yeah.
So, but yeah, like, so you are officially the producer of the movie. So, like, I see in the credits, there's like 2 other people too. Is it like co-producers or?
So there's three producers,
Okay.
Which is myself, Emily, and Lauren. Lauren is she's the lead actress in it as well. So
that's right.
actor producer. But yeah, I mean, Control was really the brainchild of writer director Gene Fallais, who I've worked with for 12 years now on the film stuff, and it started. We're going to go back to a conversation we had in August of 2022. Me and Gene on the phone, and we'd been working on another production for a while, trying to get movement on that. And the lead actress stepped off it because she got a recurring part in a Netflix TV show. So
I didn't know that part. Okay.
Yeah. So this was when we were working on another production called Beneath, and the lead actress stepped away because she got this recurring part in a Netflix TV show. So she said she was, going to be unavailable for a while, and we were like, okay, that's absolutely fine. We're not going to.
You kind of want to stick with her. You wanted her to be.
Yeah. So then we realized we had a window open, and it was a case of what do we do? Do we sit and rest for the winter? Twiddle our thumbs, do not a lot. Take the time off, or do we try and get creative and fill the gap? And so I turned to Gene and said, look, let's just do something. Let's be creative. Let's do something that we can turn around quickly. That was my challenge to Gene. So fast forward to September, so 14 months ago, and it was the early September, the first week of September, and I'm driving through Cambridgeshire, in the car, and Gene and Emily are with me, and Gene makes the pitch to the 2 of us as producers, and he said basically, imagine a government home secretary, and she's driving a self-driving autonomous car. She's driving it home. She's having an affair with the Prime Minister, and the car gets remotely hijacked by a tormentor who we only hear on the phone, but we never see them. So think of things like Phone Booth, for example, is one of the with Kiefer Sutherland. That's one of the inspirations. So we wanted to keep it very contained, so it was easy to shoot and keep it low budget. So Gene kind of pitched it and kind of said what he wanted the budget to be, and he pitched the idea, and then at the end he said, now imagine the antagonist voice is Kevin Spacey's. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of sat there and I loved the idea, but I thought maybe we're being a little bit, and I thought maybe we're being just a little optimistic. Yeah. And then Gene proceeded to say, and bearing in mind this is September, and he's pitching the idea. The script isn't even written yet.
Well, he just came up with it on the spot, or is something he was thinking about?
He'd thought about it for a little while, but the script hadn't been written yet.
Okay.
And he's pitched the idea, and he said, now imagine it's Kevin Spacey. And then he said, we'll shoot it in the new year, and we'll have it ready to take to Cannes in May. And that's when I thought, now we're being optimistic. Yeah. Now we're maybe just being a little bit too ambitious. But I think it's fair to say Gene and I probably do our best work under pressure.
Under pressure.
Under pressure, yeah. So we both dived into the challenge. And so now, obviously, not long after this conversation had happened, a couple of weeks later, you had the passing of the Queen, and then glued to the news for Hurricane Ian that was blowing into Florida, and then I went to Florida. So the first month to 6 weeks after, the first month to 6 weeks after that conversation, after that pitch, I was kind of a little bit hamstrung anyway. So by the time we actually got into full flow, it was, October. And of course that allowed for the script to be written, and we did a read. We gave our feedback, where we would like to see it go. A few changes were made. Gene did a rewrite because Gene is the writer as well as the director. So he did a not a rewrite, but he kind of addressed the feedback that we all gave him. Myself, Emily, and Lauren, who is the other producer, like I say, and who we cast as the lead because we knew she was capable, and that was a big role for Lauren to fill because bearing in mind, the majority of the action in this film takes place in the car with Lauren. She's got to carry the film. Like, that's a big ask. She's got to really carry this film, and she has the audience's complete focus for the whole time. But she did an absolutely amazing job, which the feedback on Tuesday was everyone was just absolutely heaping praise on her, which was beautiful. Hey, Nick, how are you doing?
Welcome, everyone.
Welcoming Stacey as well. Hey, Stacey. Some guy named the Great Marco. And SurfBum John as well. Yeah, welcoming guys.
Start. I love it.
Yeah, so that was the September where it was pitched. The script wasn't even written. October where it was written, and off we went. And we reached out to Kevin's people, and he was really flattered that we wrote a script and a role with him in mind. So that part was.
I'll be honest with you, I don't remember you ever
Kevin
telling me that. Right off the bat, you asked him. You had him in mind. Like, I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We had him in mind, and we knew obviously, with what was going on with Kevin. Kevin had a lot going on outside of the film, and he wasn't really he hadn't really done a lot of work over the last few years. But we knew that he had been acquitted in New York, so so we knew there was a slight risk, but also this was a low budget film, which kind of helped to mitigate that risk. A ultra low budget film, and we went on the facts as well. He hadn't been found guilty of anything. He'd been accused and he'd been acquitted in New York, like I say, and then he was over here fighting to clear his name, and we spoke with Kevin and we spoke with his team, and we were happy to kind of say, okay, let's move forward with this. We were flattered that Kevin was happy to speak to us as new filmmakers. We're still early in our careers, and he was happy to give us the time of day and to read our script. But he was so humble and so lovely, and he was actually, he thanked us. He kind of said, the film industry will always have new blood coming through. It needs new blood to come through.
That's
and
awesome.
And he said he was just as honored that these new filmmakers coming through wanted to work with an old veteran like him of the industry kind of thing, as what he said.
Academy Award winner.
Two-time Academy Award, yeah, exactly. So and easily one of the best actors of our generation, I think. So his work is superb, and he's a lot of the characters he's played are some of my favourite roles in any movies that have been and gone. So,
and it's not the first time he's appeared in a film and not actually appeared in the film. Just his voice has been used, isn't it?
Yeah, that's correct.
He did a film called Moon.
With Sam Rockwell.
That's right.
Yep.
Great movie.
Yep.
But he doesn't actually appear in that. But he does the voice of the computer in that. So
yeah, that's right, and that's one of the reasons why Gene thought of him straight away, because Gene's a big fan of Moon, and we knew he had that kind of the ability to take that voice role and still make it just as compelling a character, So yeah, so
I'm sitting here giggling at Marco because the poster is very purple, and everything we're working with purple. Before the stream, I said, Adam, go add purple. And because Marco had purple in the background already. Of course, Marco never disappoints. He went super purple. I got a little purple. I don't
Is it too purple? Should I tone the purple down a bit?
Yeah, I'm literally just cracking up the entire time in this stream. The whole 15 minutes I'm cracking up because of you're too purple there.
Oh, there we go.
That's better. I like that.
I've gone pink and purple. So I've got
I
one
need
light
to
pink.
fix my lights too. So,
One light pink, one purple. So if I move around to where the blinds are, it's kind of more purple, whereas it's more pink around here, and it goes all the way around on the wall in front of me as well. That's my 75th anniversary Cannes poster.
That's so awesome.
That one at the back there, you can't really see it from the angle unless I bring it around. That's this year's Cannes Film Festival poster. In fact,
which you went to, which was awesome.
I went to both. I went to that one last year in 2022, and then this one was the one that we took control to sell at. So there's this year's Cannes Film Festival.
That's awesome.
As well. And then here's the control poster, the original control poster.
Oh, that's so cool.
With Kevin Spacey's autograph.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
And also Gene, the director, Lauren.
That's awesome. So cool. I love it.
So, got that pride of place on my wall. Sorry for...
Marco has no pink or purple.
I know, it's a bit bland, isn't it? Now?
You just went to the total opposite.
Oh, no.
I peed on your parade. Too funny. I love the story though; it's so cool. I love that tidbit too. But I did read that he had another just a vocal thing too.
Yeah, it's a good film. Have you ever seen that film, Rob? It's a good
I haven't. No, now I want to see it. To be honest.
Yeah.
With you.
I mean, there is another voice-only role as well in Bug's Life.
That's true.
Of course,
I do love Hopper. Yeah. He's like
he's Hopper.
Amazing. Yeah. That is true. I forgot about that. I have a Hopper figure, believe it or not. I don't know where he went. He was behind my monitor for a while. He disappeared. I'm not sure where he is. But he was like a Toys R Us floor model, and my friend gave it to me. It was really cool. I don't know if you ever saw it. He's pretty tall. What are we drinking, Adam? I forgot. It's the pub. Welcome to the pub, everyone.
Oh, this is the first beer I've had since the other night. So, yeah. It was a late night.
Coors Light. Because, I'll be honest with you, I was going to have Stella, but you mocked me out so bad last time. I'm not drinking Stella.
If you want to drink Stella, that's fine. Like I said, it's got a nickname in the UK, which it's got a reputation, shall we say?
Which you've told me, and I can't have that. Then I can't have any of that. So, all right. So we have a release date, though, right? Like, is that jumping the gun or? Yeah, no, it's not jumping the gun. We're talking about that came out before the premiere. That there's actually a release date, right? And
there's a release date that was shared by our sales agents, and he shared that with the distributors that we've in the territories that we've sold to so far. So now it's onto them to deliver. But yes, that's December the 15th in theaters in the US now. What that means, I don't know at this point. I'm not expecting it to be a nationwide release. I think it'll be select theatres, and then we'll see how it goes. And if it's successful, then maybe there'll be a bit of a push into more theatres. If it's not, then then maybe they'll look to go streaming. I think maybe February time, something like that. So yeah.
Is it more like a New York, LA kind of thing, like a lot of smaller movies are? Or?
I think that's most likely. That would be my guess. Now, I'm not the distributor, so I can't say for sure. It's entirely up to them. But
we got some people here. Don't forget, hit that like. Well, I didn't hit the like button. Now we got the like button there. So we're going to open with this, but then Adam said let's open with the regular intro. Do you want me to show the first trailer or the second trailer? What do you want to show first? Adam?
Show whichever you show. You're driving. You're driving, dude. I'm here for the ride.
Rob's in control.
Okay. I am in
Rob's in
pun
control.
intended. I like that, Marco. But they are different though. Like I don't know. Is it a big thing that because of the changes or? Like, we'll talk about it afterward. Let's play the first one. We'll come back, talk about it, then we'll play the second one. So here we go. It's about 2 minutes. Hang in there, guys. 2 minutes, 21 seconds. This is Kevin Spacey, Control, Adam's movie he produced. It's coming out December 15th, like you said. So I'm so excited. Here's the first trailer. This came out about 6 months ago, right?
A few months ago. Yeah, I can't remember how long exactly. A few months ago.
All right, here we go.
The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Mr. David Adams.
Today, people around the country rely on information of intelligent automation. Home Secretary, how was it?
Not a bad speech, David.
Daddy, I'm tired. I just want to go home.
I'll take her home, if you like. It's on my way, and I'm sure Sarah won't mind.
A car's fully tracked, so we will know where they are at all times.
Hello?
Stella, you need to listen to me very carefully. As you may have noticed, your car is not as responsive as it should be. Because now, I'm driving it.
Who's this?
Oh, I know everything about you, Stella. Much more than you think. Which is why we're having this little chat. Do you need me to demonstrate further? Oh yeah, you can try, but the steering motor is controlled by me, as is the accelerator, the brakes, the door locks, the lights, and even the interior camera. Confession is good for the soul? I think your soul could really do with that.
Wait, stop!
It's all a game, Stella. You know that. Like the games you play in Parliament every day with the lives of the people of this country. I am your judge and jury, and I find you guilty. Games you play with people's lives.
There's Adam's name right on the bottom, baby. I love it. It's so predominant. That's awesome. Pumps me up. You know, like that theme song kind of reminded me of the Pop Dog theme. It was like dun 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 dun. So and the thing is that was made and the movie wasn't even finished yet, right? Like I think that happens a lot in motion pictures and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think we were just.
It was pretty much done.
Yeah, we took a cut of it to Cannes. Like I say, in May, and that was the biggest race I think I've ever ran. Not physically, but just trying to get everything sorted in time. Funnily enough, our editor and composer flew over from Australia for the premiere last week.
Cool, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, he's based in Sydney, and we've worked with him on other things before, and he came over. I gave him a big hug, and I was like, "I'm so sorry that I flogged you to death." Basically, like literally, conversations were literally like, "I know you want to sleep, but if you could not, that would be really great right now because because we need to get this done in time for Cannes." And it was like we had our main editor and, like I say, composer working in Sydney. We had another FX guy in the UK, and so the time difference was just not constructive, and another FX guy working from Cyprus. So it was just absolutely crazy trying to get the three of them in sync, and I was kind of having to drive the whole thing, and we were literally doing it with like 2 weeks to spare, 1 week to spare. It was exhausting. Thinking back to it, it was one of the most stressful things I think I've ever had to endure.
That's crazy.
Probably one of the most stressful things to ever have to put someone else through. That's the screen used car, and
that's cool. I thought it was Darth Vader's helmet in the background.
that's the car that we used in the film, and obviously Gene, the director, and myself as a producer. That's our chairs.
Well, there's a spoiler. I wonder what kind of car it is. It does say Tesla on the bottom. So
like in the movie, it's not a Tesla. It's basically we used like 3 different cars for this movie. So like we did use a Tesla, we used a BMW, and we used something else. So it's the whole thing is a hybrid because it's it's a fictional story. Like I'm pretty sure the good people at Tesla might not be too keen on the idea of their self-driving autonomous vehicle being any suggestion of it being remotely hacked. So yeah, it's just it inspired by Tesla, but not necessarily a Tesla in the movie. That was the day we actually did Kevin's audio parts. So that was the day. There's so in that photo, obviously you got Mr. Spacey in the middle, flanked by myself on the left and Gene, our writer director, on the right. Next to Gene, you've got the lead actress Lauren, and you've got producer Emily, and then standing just behind me are our co-producers Jamie and Maria. Jamie was also our cinematographer, so
that's awesome.
Yeah, so
it's funny because when I was doing my research and everything, and to be fair, like we talked to Adam, we have a group chat for Pub Talk and the guys and everything, and we're wishing him luck, and I said, you don't need luck. And I think Adam said the words he's like, I'm so nervous I might poop my pants. I said, maybe you do need some luck. Maybe you do need some luck. But we haven't really heard anything from the premiere. And this is we talked a little bit before the stream, but I haven't really heard any of this stuff. So, and when I was looking through this stuff, I'm looking back at these pictures. It's I know these people. So it's a really cool story and everything. So I just wanted to throw that in. Here's another picture. What was this?
So that was before we obviously recorded Kevin's parts. That was the night we met Kevin in a London hotel. In a London hotel, we went in for drinks, and I think that was he'd read the script by this point, and I think he wanted to meet us and probably to sound us out and us to sound him out, and just to get the feel of working together and things. And that was when he said he was really kind of very humbled that we asked him, we considered him as new blood filmmakers coming through. And it was just a really lovely meeting. He was just as interested in each and every one of us. He took the time to ask us about our backgrounds, that, how we'd got into making filmmaking and things. And he took the time to, sort of get to know each one of us individually and as a collective group, which was really, really nice. He didn't need to do that, but it was lovely that he was just as interested in us as we were in working with him. So, yeah.
Such an awesome story. So, so obviously he got after you filmed, he got acquitted and he had no legal issues or anything, which was really cool. And I talked to Adam about him, it technically was a gamble, and it was, you know what I mean? But it's, the gamble paid off. It was really good. And when he got acquitted, it was big. The weird part was it was during the actor strike, right? So Gene, you're the producer, or the director,
the writer director, yeah. He is executive producer as well, Gene.
They were interviewing him, when I guess they're not really going to talk to Kevin Spacey, but it was a really huge big push for the movie too. So
yeah, it was
right?
it was kind of strange because obviously this is a very a micro budget British indie film that wouldn't normally get talked about around the world, but obviously with who was attached and what was going on in his personal life, when that verdict was delivered, then instantly, because we were going to essentially be Kevin's first film, I think, to be released, after his verdict, then everyone wanted to know about it, and it was interesting because
so cool.
In terms of talking about the film, Gene couldn't really do that because he was a writer, and the writer's strike meant he was prohibited from promoting the film. But because it was talking about working with Kevin, then Gene's not really talking about the film. He's talking about working with Kevin.
Yeah.
But in all the introductions and etc., in all of the interviews, and these were interviews that he had with Variety, with The Hollywood Reporter, with The New York Times, with Sky TV, with the BBC, with several different radio stations. It even went out to a news outlet in Australia. It basically went global. And yeah, it was ridiculous the amount of coverage it got, but it did us such a huge favor.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
It was just all of a sudden, Control was known by everyone, and then so there was that. Then there was a news story that broke and it went crazy in Hollywood. This news story a couple of months ago. As we were gearing up for the premiere, where the original cinema that we booked, we had to change venue, and it kind of helped that the demand for tickets was a lot more than the original, the Prince Charles cinema could hold, because that was a capacity of 300. We had over 500 there on Tuesday, so nice. But also Prince Charles Cinema pulled the plug when they found out that Kevin was involved, even though he was been innocent, been found not guilty. Yeah, he's innocent.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, it's weird. I didn't even know about that. When I was researching, I saw that was coming up too. So.
Yeah, so that was I mean,
I can't imagine that was fun. Trying to, you probably had a lot of time invested in that one theater, and now you have to go.
Yeah, we'd kind of planned everything, and I was having phone calls and conversations with Westminster Council, about like arranging everything, in case we needed like police presence and barriers and things like that. And then all of a sudden, it was that same day. I was halfway through writing a big email, and I got the phone call. I was like, "Don't bother." I was like, "Okay, fair enough." And and we kind of went to the drawing board, and literally within, I think, the next day, maybe the next 36 hours, something like that, we had the next venue lined up, and which was Genesis, and Genesis Cinema. And
this is in London, obviously, right?
This is in London, yeah, and it was a much bigger theatre, which was.
Is this a well-known theatre? Or?
Yeah, great. This they've had a few premieres there, but it's not as well known as all the ones in Leicester Square. The big ones in Leicester Square are the main theatres, I suppose. I missed what Grace said. Oh, she's retracted her message. Okay, so
I think I put it out there. Anyway.
I know she directed a message to me. Then.
Sorry,
don't make my Tesla stick go.
So it's so funny when we're talking and stuff. Brandon said, "This is really funny." I'll be honest with you. Brandon sent a couple pictures, and I texted him today. I'm like, Brandon, I know you sent pictures to, I don't know where, like a text or a group chat or something. I don't know. I said, send me those pictures again. So he said, I was going through it with Adam, and Brandon, this is one of the ones Brandon found on the internet. So I put it on there. I'm like, can I show this, Adam? And he's like, go ahead, Adam. What's the story with this picture? All
I can say is, the internet is full of weirdos with far too much time on their hands. Because that's absolutely nothing to do with the movie, but it's brilliant. It's got absolutely zero to do with the movie. I don't know who did it, but I mean,
I'm so excited to show that shot.
I mean, it looks like they took our original poster, and then I don't know what, like, to have his sketched arm leaning on top of the car. I don't know, is that a sketch?
It looks from House of Cards, on SurfBum.
Yeah. So, and then it's, I don't know, it's very funny, but I love how much there was actually quite a few that we found on the internet, and some of them were hilarious. So, but yeah, the internet has far too many weirdos with far too much time on their hands, and but it's entertaining. So and hey, they're having fun if they're interested enough in Kevin and in the movie to make their own artwork for it. I'm all for it. You
should
have fun. Have fun. Yeah.
Is this the final poster, or is there going to be another poster? I love the poster. It's really cool.
Yeah. I don't know, because distributors may choose to make their own poster. So that's the thing. Like, obviously, when you get different distributors in different territories, that's one of the quad posters that was used in the cinema as well. So to kind of advertise the movie more, advertise what was being held in the cinema that night, and our press board, that stands behind the red carpet was kind of similar to that as well. It was a big giant,
very cool
control poster almost, like, so instead of having a step and repeat where you've got like the same logos of your sponsors and the movie title, sort of in little squares, we decided to go with a press board that was. It was ridiculous. I think it was like 12 foot long and maybe about 8 foot tall or something like that. So it was huge. And it was just like a huge version of that poster essentially. So yeah.
Well, let's show the latest trailer. Just came out 2 weeks ago. Is that what it was? The latest one?
Just a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay, let's show this one.
The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Mr. David Adams.
Today, people around the country rely on information of intelligent automation. Home Secretary. How was it?
Not a bad speech, David.
Daddy, I'm tired. I just want to go home.
I'll take her home, if you like. It's on my way, and I'm sure Sarah won't mind.
The car's fully tracked, so we will know where they are at all times.
Hello?
Hello, Stella. Stella, you need to listen to me very carefully. You're driving one of the most advanced, autonomous, self-driving, capable vehicles ever made. Well, you were, because now I'm driving it. Do I sound like I want money? I want to talk.
I want to be on Pub Talk. That's awesome. So I want to talk, if it's all right, I want to talk about Gene's background too. Like, I think you told me about this like a long time ago. I think even with your other movies we talked about how he came about and everything. I think it was pretty interesting, especially if it was a YouTube kind of thing, right? Like he had you want to talk about that, or can we talk about that?
We can talk about Gene. Yeah, he didn't do YouTube. He started out in radio actually, originally, so a long time ago now. But yeah, he started out in radio, and then he progressed from radio eventually into television, sort of working a lot of TV sets, for talk shows and things like that. And then
he's British too, right?
He's British, yeah. He grew up in Guernsey. He was born mainland UK, but then he grew up in Guernsey, which is an island in between the UK and France. But yeah, so he moved into TV, and eventually that took him all around the world, working on different television productions. And then he got into the movie world as a producer, same as me. So he was, he produced for a while. He moved to LA for a couple of years. I lived in LA for a couple of years. Produced a few independent films. There was one. Oh, what was the title of it? That he did with Mark Hamill. Was it Airborne? I can't remember. It might have been Airborne. It might have been. But yeah. So yeah, he did a few films as a producer, but then eventually, his creative side took over, and he wanted to not be a producer so much anymore. He still helps with some of the producing duties and stuff. Like I say, he was an executive producer on Control, and he helped. He's great to sort of be a sounding board. If I'm unsure of something, then I know I can always turn to Gene and he'll offer some sound advice, because we're on the same team ultimately as well. But even if we weren't, I'm sure he'd still offer the same sound advice to anyone that did approach him with a question. He's got such a vast experience, but then like I say, his creativity took over, and so he wanted to start directing. So when he first wanted to become a director, he had a few film ideas that he pitched to some investors, and they kind of said, look, before we're going to part with our money, and invest in something, we need to see you direct something. So so just go away and make something, that you're really passionate about. And Gene grew up a huge Superman fan, so he wrote and directed his first feature film, which was it was called Superman Requiem, which was, for all intents and purposes, it's a fan film. Now the thing with fan films is most of them are filmed on someone's iPhone or handheld camcorder in the back garden, but this was still a proper film with visual effects and green screen and all sorts of stuff, you know, and he shot it for around £10,000 or something like that, which isn't a lot in it might have been, it was either £10,000 or £20,000, but obviously it was a non-profit film. Warner Brothers were in contact all the way throughout, because at the time Zack Snyder was doing his Man of Steel movie, so Warner Brothers were in direct contact throughout the whole time, just kind of saying, you know, what they could and couldn't do or use, it was a good fun film, which I think when he looks back on it, he's got every right to be proud. I mean, it's been seen over 58 million times.
That's crazy. It's on
YouTube. So
58 million views. 58.5.
58 million. Yeah. So it's in the last 11, 12 years.
2012.
Yeah. So
11 years.
It's, you know, and then he did a few shorts, a few short films, you know, to get some more directing experience and credits under his belt, and then a couple of other features. Obviously, he did Cane Hill that I did with him, which was 6 years ago, and then Control has just been so much fun. So
that is awesome. 58 million views. Even the trailer's got 138,000 views. Yeah, Control, the 3 month ago trailer's got 27,000 views. That's awesome. It's nothing to shake a stick at. That's awesome. Did that pick up after the big announcements, or it was? I don't remember it being so many views on the Control trailer. So
I'm not sure when that picked up. Yeah, it did kind of kick in. I think it possibly helped with, you know, obviously the court case verdicts and the news, you know, the media outlets kind of breaking the stories and, you know, doing the interviews with Gene, things like that probably helped gain some traction there.
Let's do it. Marco, do you have any questions or anything? Or any thoughts?
I've heard that Adam actually has a cameo in this film as well.
Oh, I didn't even hear that. So.
Yeah. Is that true, Adam?
To be fair, he always has a cameo in all his movies. But to be honest with you, I kind of forgot that. So Marco's starting a rumor here. But I like this, though. So,
There may be a slight truth to that rumor.
Nice. So real quick, the other trailer seems a little bit more polished, I guess. I guess he doesn't want to say that, so, but the cameo. But the second trailer seemed a little more polished, so it seemed.
I think we had just a bit more time to work on it. So the first trailer was actually in the lead up to Cannes, and like I say, we took a cut of the film to Cannes that we then actually, after some feedback from a few people, Kevin included, but discussions with sales agents, distribution, between the producers with Kevin and things like that, we decided that one of the scenes needed trimming down a bit, so we went back and re-edited that, made a slightly different cut. But the original trailer was something that I think our sales agents team was starting to put together, and they did a pass at it and they sent it to us and they said, what do you think? And we were like, you can't use all of that because you're kind of giving away the entire, you know, point of the all of the points of the movie essentially in this one trailer. Now, a sales trailer versus a trailer intended for audiences is very different. You know, for a sales agent, they would use a trailer that does kind of cover all the points of the film. So anyone buying, as i.e. distributors, kind of get, you know, a crash course in what the film's about in 2 minutes. But yeah, it was. Sorry.
So it worked then. So
yeah, but then we had to kind of take what they'd done and we kind of edited it and tweaked it and yeah, we got a trailer that was worthy of showing to audiences then. So that's where the first trailer came from, and then
the guy in Australia.
And then the second one was yeah, and then the second one was one that we could spend a bit more time on, So yeah.
Did you ever meet the editor in person? I did. That's a good story.
Yeah.
Oh,
so yeah, JB, because JB, the editor. Funnily enough, he worked on Superman Requiem. He worked on Cane Hill.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I've met him twice before, so this is my third time meeting him. So yeah, he's been over to the UK a couple of times before. Him and his wife have just flown out to Rome now, because they only flew over to London for a few days for the premiere, and now they're enjoying some time in Rome before they fly back to they fly back to Australia. So, but yeah, it's great that they came over. We're so happy. So, and they're such great people. Him and his wife. And yeah, we're looking forward to working with him again.
Very cool. All right, I'm going to go through some pictures. We'll start talking about the premiere. Can you believe that? 46 minutes. We didn't even really get to the premiere yet, which is awesome. So I told you we could talk about this. So what is this? You sent me a lot of this stuff.
So yeah, so this is this is essentially the flyer that was on every single seat in the auditorium. So like I say, it was a 556 capacity theater. And there was over 500 in there. So. We did basically we had RSVPs for all of the tickets, and we distributed all the tickets. Inevitably, you'll always get a couple of dropouts in the days leading up, so which is not unheard of. People get other work coming up in the industry or whatever that they can't afford to turn down. People get sick. Plans change. But yeah, we still had, by and large, so that's obviously a copy of the flyer in someone's hand that you would have just seen that's a folded version of it, but
that's awesome.
The thing that you just had a moment ago. So yeah, and it is a big theater, and it was funny. Like obviously we all walked out and we had to kind of talk on the stage for a couple of minutes before the film started, and yeah, there we all were on the stage, and yeah, it was daunting looking at how big the actual theater was. So,
I definitely couldn't get a sense of it until there's a couple of pictures I saw, but it was crazy. So it's another.
Yeah, I mean that's one taken from the back, and where you see the guys standing there, they're not on the ground; they're at the halfway point. If that makes sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
that's funny.
So yeah, we had
look at Adam in that tux.
Yeah, we had an upper and a lower level, if you like, So yeah.
So I was seeing the red carpet. You said there was a ton of people. You told me that story beforehand. Let's tell that story about beforehand and what your role was, and
yeah. So obviously, as the I hate using this because it sounds like I'm discrediting the work that Emily and Lauren did, and it's not intended in the slightest. But I am the main producer of the film. I'm the person that set up the SPV company for the picture. I'm the person that signs off on everything. All the contracts have my signature on them, and not the other producers and things like that. So I don't say it in an egotistical, big-headed kind of way, or to play down Emily's and Lauren's contribution. But I am the main producer, and as the main producer, my role on Tuesday night was to stand kind of in the main foyer of the theater, and when you come in, like the screen that we used is upstairs, and I was standing there downstairs, kind of greeting everyone as they all came in.
They do premieres there a lot, Adam. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, they've done quite a few premieres there before as well. So yeah, not loads, but a few. And so I'm there kind of thanking everyone for coming out, because ultimately it's we're really privileged that people are giving up their evenings to come and watch our film. And yeah, so I'm kind of greeting people, saying hello to people, shaking hands with people, etc., for a bit. The red carpet, because of the wet weather, sometimes you'd have a red carpet outside.
Shocked it rained. I'm shocked.
Yeah. So the red carpet was moved to indoors upstairs, which was absolutely fine.
Oh, jeez, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yeah. So there was plenty of space for it still. So and space for the media to be there and whatnot. But then there was obviously, because people are going up the stairs, naturally a bottleneck forms. And so pretty soon this staircase has become quite crowded, and people are gradually going up, and obviously a red carpet. You only get
downstairs on the red carpet. So.
Yeah, you only get so much time. In fact, who posted a picture? Somebody's posted a picture. Let me try and think who posted it, because if I can quickly find it on socials, I'll share it with you. Let me see. It might have been Jamie. Let's see. Someone posted a picture, and if I can find it, I'll quickly send it to you now, Rob, to share, which will have
the bottleneck.
Or something similar. So let me see. Is this the one? Okay, so this is kind of before the bottlenecks kind of formed, but let me save this and send it to you now.
Remember what this picture is? Oh, this is what is this? This is just the general.
So that's the back of the flyer. So the flyer that was on everyone's seats, that's the back of the flyer. Just a general kind of talking about who everyone is who makes the film, essentially. So it's not quite bottlenecky yet, but this photo that I've just sent to you, Rob, was taken part way up the stairs of the lobby, and you'll kind of see me kind of greeting people. So this is early on. So this is one of the earlier arrivals. But then what happened was we got about halfway through our red carpet window, if you like, because you only get a certain amount of time to do that. Yeah, so you can see people coming into the lobby. It's a queue, a line all the way, and this was quite early as well. So you can see the lines already out the door. And up the stairs and things, it got to, like I say, halfway through the red carpet window, and one of the ladies who works at the Genesis Cinema came up to me and she was like, "The queue's all the way down the street," and I thought, okay, she's probably exaggerating a little bit, and I thought I'll go out and take a look, and I kind of stepped outside. Kind of battled through a bit of the crowd that was kind of congregated outside the door, looked down the street, and I was like, oh my god, it was ridiculous. It was probably about 300 yards, maybe longer, down the street, and it was just, and I came in and I realized we were halfway through the red carpet window and nowhere near halfway through the guests, and I was like, okay, so I ran up to our event manager and I was like, yeah, we need to get people through quicker. And so I had to abandon my post. So if you go back to that photo where you see the lobby, you'll see me actually standing there saying hello to someone. So that's as you see the black desk, if you like, the black table, and there's a lady with a sort of flowery skirt and a black top, and then just to her left, you'll see me in my tuxedo. You'll just see my bald head chatting to another lady, and that's obviously me greeting the guests. And I kind of had to abandon that post and come up to the top of the stairs here where this photo was being taken, and we had to kind of start helping to divide the red carpet line, for VIPs only, and not all of the guests in attendance. Not something that we wanted to do, but just something that we had to do in order to actually get everyone in and get seated. And even then, we were still close to 30 minutes later than planned starting time, I think. So yeah, it was stressful.
Is it right to show Lauren's photos? You think she would mind?
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely, go for it. Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
I had another one I wanted to show. Like, this is where the just looking at her pictures too. So
yeah, so there's Lauren on the red carpet.
And where was that?
It was the press board.
Where you just showed it. That was down below. Or that was upstairs.
That's upstairs. So where you looked at that previous photo of the lobby, as they got up the stairs, they would have kind of made a left turn, and that would have started facing towards this. So in the end, we had to send a lot of the non-VIP guests down behind this media line that you've got here. You've got all the photographers. You had Sky TV there. You had Fan Carpet, which is they go out to a lot of the premieres and things like that. They were there, and then you had a lot of Getty photographers, and we had our own official photographer as well, who happens to be Lauren's dad. But he's our that was funny. He's our official, like, our photographer that we hired you know, for the premiere, so we can make sure that all of our guests, all of our guests get a red carpet picture, because the media like to kind of sometimes hold off and wait for more prominent guests, if you like, rather than burning through flash and film and SD card space or whatever, So yeah, we wanted to make sure that everyone that stepped foot on the red carpet got a picture snapped. So we hired Lauren's dad because he's a great photographer. So.
That's awesome. All right, so let's show some more pictures. Adam was like, I don't remember anything. It was just a blur, and I had to work. And maybe not. You didn't use this word blur.
It was. You know what? So many people have asked me in the last couple of days, how was it? Tell us all about it. And it's been difficult. I've not had. So that's in the evening. That's the after party. So
I'll get back to. I didn't realize this.
Yeah. Obviously, hence me no longer in a tuxedo. So when the film finished, I literally had to run from the venue, and it was like a half an hour drive across London to Leicester Square, where we had an after party venue. But it was a beautiful venue. Like, it had views of the London Eye and of St Paul's Cathedral and of Big Ben and things like that. It was rooftop. So it was called Rooftop Gardens. Garden Rooftop, I think. Yeah, sorry. That's there's Kimmy and a few of my friends that travelled down from around where I live. So a few of my friends that I go to like Download Festival with and things like that, they were my personal guests. That's our core group again. So myself, Maria, Jamie, Lauren, Jean, and Emily. Again, that's at the after party. That's
who's the guy in the white shirt in the middle there next to
Jamie. He was our cinematographer, and he's a co-producer. Yeah,
very cool. We could do that one. I think that's it. So one other thing too is your makeup artist seems really intense, and
she's amazing.
Show her video. It really does show a good overview of the whole premiere. So let's watch that. And she's intense though. I was like, wow, she but she does more like the horror. She does horror makeup, but she does like that kind of detail stuff, right?
Grace asked, how long did we get to talk on stage? I think we were up there for maybe about 5 minutes, give or take. So Jean did most of the talking. I kind of followed up with a few thank yous to our sponsors who helped to pay for the event, and to all of the cast and crew who helped to make the film, and to all the guests for coming out, really. And just kind of echoed a few of the things that Jean had said. Jean kind of gave the backstory of the making of Control, and he did a really great speech, to be fair. So
that's awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, so let's just definitely shows a good overview of the.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming to the world premiere of Control!
And now it's already sold in over 40 countries and already broken England. So really.
Oh, see, that's her riding over to the London Eye, where the place is. That's so cool. Oh, what a great venue that is, right? Wow. Oh, that's awesome. Was that the end? I think it was the end.
There was a little bit more.
For some reason, it stopped. I don't know why.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's
funny.
good.
The Mac kind of like... when it gets dark, I go from light mode to dark mode, and like when it's sunset, and that's what it did. And for some reason, it knocked me. That's all I got. So
that's so cool.
Funny. What were you going to say? Was there anything else you saw in there that you wanted to discuss, or?
Not that I can think of. Like like I say, I mean, it did show. Go on.
Did they show outtakes of Lauren? What was that she was showing?
So yeah, so when the film finished, we had like just a little 2-minute kind of making of kind of thing to music, and just a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. And so obviously it shows like there's a quite a tense or an intense scene at the end, but obviously the behind the scenes of it, you see the nice warm comfy boots Lauren had because we were shooting it in January and it was freezing. So yeah, so yeah, but obviously you don't see those on camera, which is great.
So like it showed a green screen too. Like how much would you say was practical that you drove around London or whatever, and how much would you say was green screen in like?
The majority of the film is green screen. So yeah, we did do some location stuff. The first night that we shot in London, I drove around everywhere imaginable in terms of landmarks. So past the London Eye, past Big Ben several times, past down sort of by Buckingham Palace and St James's Palace, where King Charles, when he was Prince Charles, used to live. Sort of past. Name me some other landmarks, and we drove past there basically. So yeah, down the Mall, through Piccadilly Circus, just around Leicester Square, through Covent Garden.
What was this for? To get just like kind of footage to use on the green screen?
To get footage to use, not green screen footage. That was just kind of like sort of. Establishing shots and things like that, So because the camera, we do break away from being inside the car at times, so you will get a shot of maybe a street passing by or something, So I drove around for hours that night while our cinematographer captured lots and lots of footage, as a kind of POV and establishing shots, like I say.
Awesome.
And yeah, we did that a couple of nights. We got some street footage, location footage and things. But then, like I say, there was a lot of the majority is green screen. And the beauty with green screen is not everything comes into hyperfocus, so you can kind of drive around different areas and some of them will still pass for London. So some of the green screen footage isn't quite. It was like it's on the outskirts and things like that. So yeah, but it's.
No one would know. You would know.
Yeah, exactly. We would know. Yeah, it's like one of the scenes we filmed in Bath, which is quite a ways away. So yeah, but yeah, it was good. So cool. It was a crazy whirlwind adventure in that we completed the shoot in just around a week or well, if you include the pickups and stuff, probably around 10 days. But it was intense. Plus because it was long, and then the voiceover separately. But
it's crazy.
But yeah, it was a good night to kind of showcase it and share it with people. And yeah, the whole thing was a whirlwind. I think you kind of have that with big events, don't you? Like, it's like going to a wedding. You kind of looking forward to it, and then it's kind of boom, and it's done, and you kind of the next day you're like, that was a great night, and I met some people who were maybe at the table that I was at, and and they were great to chat to and hang out with and whatever, and you kind of have that almost post-wedding blues. You kind of like, it'd be great to do that again.
I know the answer, but
so obviously you see that video there. You see that video there where obviously we had the premiere. And the day leading up to it, like Gene was on TV in the morning, so it was a long day for us all. Gene was on TV in the morning. Then we had to go down to the cinema to drop a load of stuff off and make sure everything was kind of ready. Then we had to head back. Everyone started getting changed into makeup. Oh, we had lunch as well. That was the only time we got to eat all day. Into makeup and getting changed and things. Then straight back to the cinema, ready for guests arriving, and people were already arriving in the droves by the time we got there. Onto the after party, which I think I got to the after party at maybe 9:30, 9:45, and that went on. It was supposed to finish at midnight. I think it was more like 12:30, 1:45 in the morning when we left, and then we went to another bar, which we left around 3 a.m. to get some food, and yeah, I think I stumbled back into the hotel at 4 a.m. So yeah, I think all of the core group stumbled back into the hotel at 4 a.m.
Nice.
So yeah, it was a successful night. It was just, I think it was one of those that the next day, we all met up and went for lunch, and before everyone kind of partied again, had the last supper, I guess, and
Awesome.
and yeah, it was great, but it was one of those, like I say, post wedding blues where you just want to do it all over again because it was so much fun. The support that we received was overwhelmingly positive. Like I say, a lot of people heaped so much praise on Lauren because her performance was superb. So
I'm just looking at Gene's Instagram page. So we pretty much did everything, so it's pretty awesome. Well, there you go, hour 6, and you didn't think you were going to go that long, Adam. So come on,
I said before we went live, I said this will be the shortest pub talk ever because I didn't think I could talk about this for an hour. Like, so many people, like I say, have asked me this week, how was it? And yeah, it was great.
Watch the
tell us about it. I don't know what to say because for me it was work, and that's the thing. Like, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was fun. But it was work, and that's where it differs to a wedding. At a wedding, you're taking photos. Oh, look at the bride, and look at For me, I'm a producer. I'm not taking photos. Yeah. Like I don't have a photo of me on the red carpet yet. I know there is one taken, but a couple taken, but I don't have those photos yet because I was working and I was schmoozing and networking, I guess, and I met some great people. Quite a few people have said that they want to work with us going forward, which is really good as well. So yeah, cool. So that was lovely. But yeah, like I say, the whole thing was work for me. I mean, I didn't even leave the after party remotely drunk. so yeah,
he must be working. Wow.
Yeah.
That's the same
after party that we went to the next bar. Then the shots started, and we could have a bit of fun because then
what did I say?
Because then all the VIP guests and the press and everyone's gone, and it's just kind of like, okay, now we can have a bit of fun. So yeah, if that Meg video had carried on, you would have seen me drinking a few shots and people dancing and stuff. But they're just letting their hair down and having a bit of fun. But
so much fun.
Yeah.
So what happens? What happens now then between now and when it comes out?
Yeah.
I sleep.
Do you do it?
Yeah, real quick. That's a good question, Mark. That's what I was going to end with too. Like, it's like a month before the movie comes out. Like what? Yeah. Why now?
Is your work now done, Adam, or have you got to do like more press, more publicity and stuff?
I wish my work was done. I've already had 2 meetings today. So one with our accountant. We've got to get our final accounts sorted. So I've got more meetings with our accountant next week. I believe that we are. I'm just waiting for the certificate to come through, but I believe that we are now BFI certified, which is
nice.
which is cool.
So when they certified, are they classified? Does it actually get a classification?
I believe I'm not sure on that. I'm not sure on that, but I know ultimately with BFI certification, we'll be able to possibly claim some tax credits and things, right. which is always welcome to. Get a few more pennies in the coffers, because
you filmed in London, or
yeah. So yeah, the British Film Institution. Ultimately the people that run BAFTA, and we're familiar with BAFTA when we do awards season.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
It would be great to to get that certification through, and then. Other than that, we're just kind of sorting out a few legal loose ends and stuff. I was going through some legal paperwork before, just for things, so people can get paid and stuff like that. So the fun stuff.
When will you know when the theaters and the showings and all that stuff? When does that hit?
That's information that our sales agent will provide to us. So
soon.
Stacey saying, I'm so glad to be among the people that say they know Adam before he becomes super famous. I'm not sure I'm going to become super famous.
I'm curious as well. So when it does actually come out in cinemas, are you gonna watch it again, Adam? How many times are you gonna kind of go and just see how audiences react.
I'm going to
to
be
it,
the only
or-
person going to see it. No, I'm joking. No, it's. I suppose it's one of those things that, like I'm aware that there's, probably some newspaper reviews out there. I'm not going to read any reviews. I'm not gonna look online at any reviews, and I don't think I need to go to the cinema and gauge audience reaction either. I think the thing with film is, it's everyone's entitled to their own opinion, and what one person enjoys another person doesn't enjoy, and that's absolutely fine. The same with critics and whatnot. So we've done it now. There's nothing I can do to change it, and I'm not going to allow myself to go and get hung up on either overly positive feedback or any kind of negative criticism or anything like that. Because I've heard from a lot of trusted people that you can get hung up on that, and and it can hinder your progress going forward. So no, if it does, I mean, I don't know what the UK distributors have in store for it, whether they'll do a theatrical run or whether it'll go straight to streaming or anything like that. But yes, I'll probably watch it with a few family and friends that didn't get to make it to the premiere if they want to. I'd probably maybe look to do something like that. But cool. Other than that, I'll just.
How was it like to see it on the big screen?
Be audiences. Oh, it's great fun to see it on the big screen. I mean, I have seen it on the big screen previously because we had a producer's screening, and like I say, it was a slightly different cut because it was a slightly longer cut. The version we had just before we went out to Cannes, we had a producer screening at Pinewood Studios. And
awesome.
Pinewood is very cool. So obviously I've been able to see it on the big screen twice now, and it's lovely to see something that you work so hard on a big screen. Don't get me wrong.
Is there anything you noticed that you didn't notice on the small screen, or do you remember?
No, not really. No, but I think in all honesty, Kim would tell you if she was here. I mean, she's in the other room, but I think on Tuesday night I kind of sat watching the film like this, for a long, for a long part, because you just you I was just saying about Marco's question about would I go and sit there and gauge other. It's terrifying. It's terrifying. So doing it for a premiere, you're hoping that everyone's going to enjoy it, and like I say, the feedback was overwhelmingly positive, but you don't know that people are going to enjoy it, and so it is nerve-wracking. So sitting there in the same room as everyone else while they're watching your film for the first time is kind of terrifying. And so I did sit there kind of, not because I was embarrassed about the film that we had made, but it's just you don't know what their reaction is. How it's going to be received. So and I also knew that there may have been a small cameo coming up. So
nice.
Yeah, so I kind of I was trying to find somewhere in my tuxedo that I could crawl inside of, but so
that's awesome. Just showing my sponsors down below. Donna Jaworski, Dinners with Donna. We got DG Explorers. We got Diz Tales. Diz Tales just went to Disneyland Paris. She got amazing videos. Diz Tales. Woo! I was telling my son that story. Of course, this guy's on fire. Go check out the great Marco. He's been live. He dual live stream. When we live stream, he was live streaming. I love that. So I'd love to see you live stream, Marco. You just did what's it called? You did
I did sort of behind the scenes. I was prepping for some fireworks.
Very cool. Yeah.
I streamed
Bonfire
for
night.
24 hours. Yeah.
Bonfire
over the course of a week and a half, I streamed for 24 hours in total. It's crazy.
That's so cool. Sounds like something Dan would do. But
yeah, but it was fun and people seem to enjoy it. So yeah, I might do it again sometime.
So cool. And of course, this guy hopefully we got some cool stuff coming up on Adam's Land too as well too. Oscar season coming up. Oh, by the way, did you guys? Are you going to put in to be the Oscar nominated or?
No.
I don't know. I don't know if every movie does that, or if they're automatically put in, or I don't know. Why not?
No, it's
a different type of movie, but
it's a different type of movie, and no, I don't think it would. I don't think it would qualify as amazing as it would be. I don't think we qualify, but no, it's. Yeah, we can just, the movie's going to be out there for audiences to see, and hey, if anyone likes it, then great, like I say, movies tastes differ, opinions differ. It's all subjective. So as to whether people like it or not. So, but yeah, if we get a bit of a fan base, then amazing.
That's awesome. And on that note, cinemas December 15th. Be on the lookout for it, and in streaming, shortly after, and next year.
Yeah, probably February.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I can't wait to see it. So, there's the world premiere November 14th. Is that the other one? Is there another one to show, or that's the main one that shows the date and everything? I think that's it.
I think that's probably the main one. I think.
Coming on, Adam. I know it was tough for you, and you never missed a pub talk, so I know you wouldn't miss talking about your premiere. So, and thank you, Marco, for coming on. Definitely check out Marco's channel. Check out Adam's channel. Of course, Rob Fuzz, if you're new, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You never know when I'm going live. And we do have a podcast, so this will be I'll probably put it on Monday, so you can download it. If you want to listen again or you missed some of it, download the podcast, the Pub Talk podcast. It's been doing actually pretty good, so all the episodes are on there now, so this one will be the next one. The Rob Fuzz Hangout, they're almost all on there. And, of course, I have another Disney podcast. Check out that podcast, too. Anything else, guys, you want to talk about or promote or anything? Or
no, I'm just going to say apologies to the audio listener for the photos that they're not going to be able to see, but I'm just for the podcast listener, they won't see the photos that we're talking about in or the videos. So apologies that there. I mean, Rob did say at the top of the show that there is a lot of visual references in this particular show as well.
Yeah,
so,
if you're on the podcast, I always put the YouTube link on every stream. So if you're, I want to see Adam with the hat. I want to see Adam without the hat. You just click the button. I want to see Marco in purple. You want to see any of the footage and everything, the trailers and everything. You just click that button. So, all right, guys, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Tomorrow's Mickey Mouse's birthday. I got a couple Mickey Mouse premieres tomorrow. Happy birthday, Mickey Mouse. And just have a lot going on with my channel, too. Definitely check out my channel. Check out Marco's channel. Adam's got a lot of stuff coming up, too. It's Oscar season. Adam, how many Oscar contending movies I'm going to guess 0. You haven't seen any yet, so.
Well, I mean, yeah, we don't know which ones are fully in there yet. Although, I think one of the things that I went to see in Cannes, I went to the world premiere of one of the documentaries in Cannes, which I believe is on the long list for the Oscars. So we'll see whether it makes it. So,
all right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much again. Happy Thanksgiving to the people in America. Happy whatever.
Happy Thanksgiving.
What was the holiday that just came by? Belated. The
night. we have bonfire night. Yeah, we have bonfire night in the UK. It's not a holiday as such, but when we were kids, it was probably bigger than Halloween in this country. It's not so much now. I think Halloween's taken over, but yeah, bonfire night was something that everyone kind of really got into when we were kids. You know, you'd build a big fire and light it in your back garden, and set off fireworks, and it was to celebrate something that happened. It was a kind of a political plot that was foiled back in, I can't remember what year it was. I want to say 16. I was going to say, I wanted to say 1600 and something, but I couldn't remember.
It's either 1604 or 1605.
In fireworks, Marco, it's 160.
But yeah, basically, people that didn't like. I think did they plan to blow up the Houses of Parliament, and the King was supposed to be there as well. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, so they put a load of gunpowder on the House of Parliament in an attempt to kill the King and Parliament and stuff, and the plot got foiled. And so nobody was killed, and so as a result, we kind of celebrated each year that the King wasn't killed. So.
Yeah.
I heard they were celebrating this guy took over this car with this woman that was coming out of Parliament, and that's what I'm going to start that rumor. So I'm sorry, Adam. What were you saying?
No, I was just kind of backing up what Marco said. You know, people used to build a big bonfire, and back when we were kids, you used to get some old clothes and kind of create what we would call a guy. So because one of the people that one of the people was one of the people that was caught and killed, executed as a result of being a part of the gunpowder plot was called Guy Fawkes, and he's the most famous one of the lot of them. There was a group of them, but Guy Fawkes is the one that everyone remembers, and so people, and he wasn't burnt on a bonfire in real life. I think he was hanged, wasn't he? But executed for the crime. But as a part of it in the 1980s, people would like create a guy and put it on a bonfire to burn as part of the whole thing. It was a crazy thing. It was just like and like I say, now you don't really see that so much. People might still build a bonfire, and there's something quite nice about
where they do
having a
fireworks
big
off
fire,
the backyard,
fireworks out of the backyards, or there's a lot more.
And in the
displays
80s
now.
as well, these guy fawkes, when people were building them, you get kids sitting on the street asking penny for a guy, to passers-by asking for money from passers-by to build their guy.
To build their guy, yeah.
That's
So,
funny.
yeah.
That's
It's
great.
just,
You know what it reminds me of
how it used to be when we
Zootopia?
were kids, yeah.
Remember Zootopia where they do like the bloody scene? You're like, die. Reminds me of little kids doing it like in Zootopia. So
It's kind of like that, yeah. It's funny, but yeah, like I said, I think there's something really quite nice about, like, you used to go to like bonfire parties where someone would say, yeah, we'll build this bonfire, and I've got a large garden, so we'll build this bonfire, we'll put on some fireworks, and they'd do some like really nice warming food, so maybe like baked potatoes with chili con carne or curry on it or something like that, or you'd get like what we call what's it called, bonfire toffee or cinder toffee, treacle toffee and things like that, just loads of cups of like warm drink, like whether it's mulled wine or something like that, and so because it's nice and autumnal, we kind of do it around Halloween now as well, and sometimes you might have a Halloween bonfire kind of crossover party with fireworks or whatever. But like I say, Halloween is bigger now in the UK than it was when we were kids. It wasn't such a big thing in the UK when we were kids. So
that's awesome. That's a great story. Yeah. Wait, I see it now. I see Gene's gonna come up with the idea. We're gonna bring back the original story of Bonfire Night. That's gonna be his next movie.
There has been a lot of TV shows about the gunpowder plot. So yeah, there was a good one a few years ago actually.
I remember you guys told me about that. Like Marco told me about that. That's why you celebrated a while ago. And I forgot. That's crazy. All right, guys. Overtime. Thank you guys so much. Have a great weekend. I have a wedding I'm going to tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
I'm covering a football game on Sunday morning. It's crazy. So I got a busy weekend.
Busy.
So.
Well, this weekend I think I'm going to stay pretty much horizontal and sleep.
Enjoy
because since getting back from London, all I've wanted to do is sleep.
There's a man who doesn't sleep too, so that's crazy. So all right, guys, thank you so much. Have a great weekend. So another great show. Pub Talk 85 in the books. Oh, by the way, there's a controversy that we missed an episode somewhere, so maybe it's 84. But
I'm pretty sure the last 3 Pub Talks have all been number 85.
we're gonna.
I was like, we must be on 87 now.
One weekend, we're just gonna go nuts. We're gonna go back and have that number like that, and we're gonna talk about it.
Nice.
But that's a spoiler.
Are you sure it's a missed one? It wasn't like on my channel or anything?
I don't know. I looked. We got to figure it out. So, whatever. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Thank you for. And Rob Fuzz, take us out of here. Let's get out.
Where's the wig? Well, thank you everybody for joining us on this very special show where we've discussed the premiere of a brand new film coming out in theatres and cinemas December the 16th. It's called Control. Go
15th.
What did I say? The 16th? Well, in some parts of the world, in Australia, by the time it's there, 15th, it'll be our 6th. So, yeah, it's around that kind of time. It's going to be out. Go see it. It sounds a really good film. It's called Control. There's another 106 characters on the QWERTY keyboard to name films after. So there could be sequels. We could have ones called Shift or Alt or Backspace or Control or Delete. Who knows? Stay tuned. Find out. I will see you all again very soon in Pub Talk. Bye.